These are some of the big changes coming to the infrastructure of Grand Rapids in the next few years. I'm Nick Belmore, a local realtor who specializes in helping buyers find the right home for them and helping sellers move on to the next home that might fit them better. All right, let's dive into some of this content. First on the list is the Grand Rapids Public Museum extension. This extension to the museum is a $50 million investment in the public museum in downtown Grand Rapids. And this is going to bring a ton of cool stuff for the museum. Number one, this is going to be focused on a lot of the infrastructure in the museum. Maybe the things that you don't readily notice right away, such as the electrical system, the plumbing system, even getting into a lot of the foundations and updating some of the data services that already exist within the museum today. However, it doesn't stop there. The rest of the money is also going to be focused on a new wing of the museum that is going to be able to house more exhibits, and it's going to focus on some of the outdoor space at the museum. For those of you that aren't familiar, the museum is right along the Grand River, right downtown. In addition to the carousel and some amazing things about the history of Grand Rapids, as well as the revolving exhibits, this will give space for new things to come to Grand Rapids for us to see, and it will also have an outdoor space that will be able to be rented out by the public as well as served during the museum functions. They're also going to do this in 2 phases, so we're actually going to see a second edition coming to the Grand Rapids Museum as early as 2026 as they break ground on phase 2 of this already approved project. Good chunk of it being funded by the city of Grand Rapids, as well as a lot of donations from the Friends of the Museum. Next on the list is the new Grand Rapids Soccer Stadium. Fully approved by the city, ground is breaking this week. They are building a brand new soccer stadium downtown Grand Rapids. Now, it hasn't been announced what soccer team that they're going to specifically pair with. However, we do know that this venue is going to have enough room at the $81 million total price tag from state investment. It's going to have enough room where it's going to seat up to 8,000 people in the new open air stadium. It will also be available for multiple teams and multiple places to be able to use this venue, although primarily it is being built as a soccer stadium. It's probably a 2-year project from what they're estimating before it's ready to go, and they do believe that we will be announcing some type of partnership with a major soccer league here in Grand Rapids at some point in the future. The next thing that we want to talk about is the new Grand Rapids Amphitheater. This is actually starting to break ground, and it's just 2 or 3 blocks away from the public museum. This unbelievable concert venue is starting to be built right now as we speak as well. This is actually going to be a mixed-use space. It's going to have 7,000 seats and another 5,000 lawn seats in the amphitheater. Obviously, it's going to be an unbelievable concert venue for people to be able to come and see music and partake in the different entertainment that's going to happen down there, along with a new path being developed along the Grand River that is going to be part of the stadium for people to be able to have easy access and walk through. And it's also creating space for the vendors along there just the same. The amphitheater looks like it's also going to be accompanied by 2 apartment buildings on either side that are going to be high-rise apartments. This is a giant project that is going to bring a ton of people and development to its space downtown, and I, for one, can't wait to see what it's going to look like when it's done. The next project on the list that I want to talk about today is one that I'm super excited about. If you're a frequent flyer, you've probably already seen some of the changes at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport in Grand Rapids. We've already seen another terminal expansion, but we've just seen the approval for another $135 million expansion at the Gerald R. Ford Airport. This has gone from just a small airstrip to becoming one of the best airports regionally for people to be able to connect at. Now, not only is this going to bring in just more space for more flights to be able to happen at the airport, but it's also developing more restaurant space, more vendor access for once you're through security to be able to make sure that you still have options for eating and drinking and all the other parts that go along with it. It's going to offer more options for flights, for destination, and it's going to add 155,000 more square foot to the Gerald R. Ford International Airport as it stands, making it an even better destination to fly out of. The last one that I want to mention when it comes to development here in Grand Rapids is the Restore the Rapids project. Some of you may have heard of this in the past, and what they're actually doing is looking to remove the low-rise dams that they've installed in the Grand River through the 30s and 40s and restore the actual rapids that used to form the same function as the low-rise dams in the river. Couple of different reasons why they're investing in this $30 million project here in Grand Rapids. Number one, it's to be able to help restore the health of the river. By removing the dams and going back to the rapid system that used to exist, it's going to allow for an easier movement for fish and for wildlife within the river system to be able to move back and forth. Some of you might be aware of the fish ladder that already exists by the dams, and this is a place for the salmon to be able to move through during their spawn. This would eliminate the need for the fish ladders for the fish to be able to navigate the changes in elevation with the river. The other thing that this is actually going to do for the river, it's going to make it easier to navigate for the public. Right now, the dams are absolutely a barrier for boaters, for people that might be going through on tubes and recreational fishing and enjoying the river. Removing that would make it so that transportation is much easier up and down the Grand River for the public. The other thing that it's going to do is it's going to bring a little bit of tourism, as it's going to offer easier access for the public to get into the river downtown versus having to move further north or even access in the south and move up the rapids. Restoring the Rapids is a project that's been under development for the past 6 years here in Grand Rapids, finally getting to the point where they're ready to start taking action, and they've already collected over half of the budget that it's going to take to restore the rapids here in Grand Rapids. If you have gotten some value out of this video, and if it's helped to give you a little bit more information about some of the things and some of the changes that are happening here in Grand Rapids, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe, because I want to make sure that you are getting some of the videos as they come out in the future. And if you have questions about moving to Grand Rapids or any of the homes that are available in the city or any of the surrounding suburbs, reach out to me at the information in the description below. I would absolutely love to talk to you and help you through your journey of finding the right home for you.